So I had something pretty interesting happen. I was able to get uh, copies of the Invincible RPG from Free League Publishing. Now I have the box here. I didn't open it yet, but I've been with. I don't want to say with, but I've been a fan of Free League for a long time. In fact, for the Slaughterville RPG, I used their Year Zero engine to make it. Okay. And that is the same engine that is in the new game that we're going to be talking about today, which is Robert Kirkman's Invincible. Now, if you don't know anything about Invincible, it's a superhero show, comic book that uh, stars the character Invincible, and it seems to be a more dynamic show than what we're used to. I don't want to spoil. I'm trying not to spoil anything because I've seen it and I watch it with a couple of friends of mine and we really like it. So when I got the opportunity, when they said they were going to send this to me, I'm like, holy mackerel, you know. So I pretty much jumped at the chance to do it. Now, it is not coming out until July 30th, but you can pre-order it by heading over to Free League Publishing and grabbing yourself a copy. But yeah, this is pretty much what it's going to look like. And we'll take a look at opening the box here because, yeah, the only thing I did on the box is I took off my, mailing label. Not that I care, but it is what it is with the internet. But yeah, so 2 to 5 players, 16 plus, because there is a lot of blood in this one. It doesn't hold back on it. And yeah, it's based on the comic book Invincible, as well as the TV show, of course. And you're going to be able to make your own superheroes. Yeah, epic city brawls. You're going to have sidekicks, team-ups, alien invasions, alternate dimensions. And again, if you've seen it, you know Battle Beast is awesome. Yeah. So you're going to have a... I'm pretty sure you're going to have a pretty good time with this. I don't see any problems here. But it uses the Year Zero engine, only 6-sided dice, which I know is going to freak out some other RPG players, but trust me, it works fine. I use it. I built with it. It works well. All right, and we actually do have plans to do playthroughs of this in the next week or so. I have a couple of people willing to come in and, well, sit around and play. We'll be doing it online, probably Roll20. But yep, here it is, and you can go out and you can pick it up. You can pre-order it. It's here. What do they have up? They have the starter set and the core rules up for you to pick up. Alrighty, so let's pull that. And again, this is the box. Said pulled off the label. Hide the knife so that YouTube doesn't get all... They get antsy about that. I don't understand why. Maybe you can tell me. I don't know. And this wasn't a planned thing. Like I said, I signed up to be a reviewer a long, long time ago. And they sent me a bunch of their other games, which is always awesome. Don't get me wrong. But, yeah, when I saw this was... I got an email. It was really weird. I got an email from a shipping company I didn't recognize. I'm like, I don't remember ordering anything. And then a little bit later, I get, and it says, your copy of Invincible is coming in. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we're going to have the core rules probably. And again, I say probably because this is the first. Holy mackerel. There's a ton of stuff in this box. Oh, let's see what we got here. So the first little thing we have is the power cards. And these will, if they're like the ones that I use, it's the same style of things that I use. Yeah, it's a deck of useful custom cards describing all the powers listed in Invincible. Now, why do I like these and why do I use these things myself? Because if you've ever been sitting around a table and somebody says, well, what does this do? What is my power? What does my feet do? What does my this do? Now you have a card that you can give them and say, here's what your thing does. That's why I like these things. Real useful. Alright, so you know what? I'm just going to crack this open because that's what this is, right? let's crack these cards open. Make sure not to cut the box, because we don't do that here. And we pull it open, bada boom, because it's an unboxing, right? That's what people like. And this thing is packed with them. There's still one in there. Alright, I'm just going to pick one at random. And this one is adhesion. You can cling to and move on surfaces you normally would not be able to. Which is funny because I was just reading Spider-Man last night. So it says power on the back. Tells you what the power is. Another one at random. Matter control. That would be like your Adam Eve style. And I'm not going to go through all. Animal control. Yep. So yeah, it has all of your powers right here in the deck. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Alright, and that's only part one. That's only the first thing out of the darn box. And already, I'm digging that. Ah, yes. The thing, listen, I don't know if you're like me at all. Okay. But I have a bunch of RPGs and sometimes a shorter memory. Because we read a lot of rules and there's a lot of different systems out there. So I always get the GM screen. I don't care what game it's for. If you have a GM screen, I'm going to grab it. Even if that screen, I don't use it for like hiding dice rolls. I don't use it for anything like that. It's paper. I use it for the rules references, which again, this is neat. A nice 3-panel rules reference. Art, of course, goes all the way around. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now I have a feeling that I'm going to be able to jump right into this one pretty quickly because like I said, it's going to use that Year Zero engine, and if you're a fan of it like I am, it's almost intuitive across all platforms, all the things these. Now, it's, how do I want to say this? There are some variations on it, but for the most part, it's a die rank system, and ooh, wait, sorry, I get distracted. Because here is the big, thick, heavy core rules. That isn't good. Now, what version of this system does it use? Yep, it uses the talents. Okay, good. And we'll get more into depth with each of these. This is just for me to open it up, and this is my literal first look at it. Yeah, you get your I call them archetypes. Here they're called occupations. You get your powers, starting attributes. Okay, fighting, agility, strength, reason, intuition, and presence. You can make pre-gen. I did actually have somebody ask me this once. When I told them, like, hey, guess what I'm getting? You know, they said, hey, can I make my own hero? And yes, you can make your own hero, or you can use pre-gens that they will have with it. Okay? That's pretty cool. Solo combat. Solo social scenes. Huh. Well, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting. Heh. Sorry, I get pretty in shrinking ray. I remember that one. Oh yeah, Shapesmith. We just got to this part with the when I'm watching it with my friends. That we just got to where Shapesmith is coming in. Reanimen, yeah, those. We're not going to say anything more on that. I don't want to spoil too much. The Immortal. Very good. Very good. I can't wait to get into this one and read it more. Awesome. Now, here's the other thing I always get. Let me get rid of that stupid box. Here's the other thing I always get with when they have it. It's the starter set. In this starter set, it has a complete 3-act introductory adventure, which is probably what we're going to be running, called Metro Mayhem. 6 pre-gens, which we might use, or we might make our own. I'm not sure on that. It comes with a map, double-sided. It says 34 by 22 inches. It has action tokens, which I always like. It has standees, which is good. You know, if you're playing around the table, like I said, we'll be playing Roll20, so I'll try to get... I have this digital, I think. So I'll just get the map and everything from there. It also has a deck of custom cards for drawing the initiative and providing cues for social scenes. Now, the initiative deck is not something that's unfamiliar to me because I've made one and used it myself. It's a set of 1 to 10 cards, and you know, just instead of rolling for initiative, you just draw the card for it. And it comes with 10 custom 6-sided dice. Alright, let's crack this sucker open here. Yeah, I don't do a lot of unboxing things like most people do because I am a fan just like everybody else, right? I'd assume you're a fan, or else you wouldn't be checking this kind of a thing out. So I get excited when I see these, and I just want to check them, play them, just like everybody else. So yeah, and plus I like boxes just because it holds everything nicely. In fact, I have the Arkham Horror RPG set, and I have, I'm going to save those. Just standees. You know what standees look like. The bottom. The little silica gel packs, I chucked them out. Yep, just as I thought it was. Okay. Yeah, I got to keep bringing the knife out, but that's what you get when they're all packed well. They're all nice and sealed. Now I've done this deck. Like I said, it's a 1 to 10 deck. Okay, it's not that big a deal. Initiative. Okay, pretty simple. You'll shuffle it up, you'll draw it, and then it'll help you determine who's going to go first or not. But this I've never seen or used before. It seems to be an Act 1 or 2 social scene deck. There we go. What is this for? How do you use it? I don't know, but it has it for the different characters. I don't know how this is going to be used. We'll find out. Let's put it that way. We will find out as we play. So that's kind of cool. It has their game catalog, and I have probably quite a few of these. Yep, definitely Alien Evolved. I have the Blade Runner, especially the Blade Runner. Just came out with a solo edition, so you can actually play Blade Runner solo if you wish. The One Ring and Lord of the Rings I have. Dragonbane I don't. Coriolis I don't. Invincible, obviously. I want to get this one that they did. Outgunned. I want to get that one. And Outgunned Adventure because, well, I like the Indiana Jones stuff. Tales of the Loop. Or, what the heck am I smoking? Tales from the Loop, yes. If you like war, this is one I want to try. Twilight 2000. I want to try that one. Of course, I have Walking Dead. I mean, if you know me, you know. I'm going to have that one. Forbidden Lands, Mutant Year Zero. I think that's pretty much where the Year Zero started. Zone Wars, Morkborg. Everybody and their mom probably knows of Morkborg. Pirate Borg, and so on. Oh, funny I mentioned Pirate Borg, and there it is on the next thing. Yeah. So, alright, I'm going to dump this box, and we'll start here. Just whatever was on top. I don't care what was on top. Okay, so we're going to start off. Shows the token sets. Okay. They punch out pretty easy. They came right out. I'm not going to punch everything now because that would be boring for you, and I don't want to do that. See, I just picked this up and this one fell out. But this is the standees. Pretty cool. Where's my... Yep, there's Invincible here. Oh, yeah, the twins. Yeah. Turrets. That's pretty cool. Sorry. Again, like I said, I'm just as big a fan as anybody else. So I'm just stoked to have. I've never done something like this, and it's pretty awesome for me. But yeah, giant map, and it's not the thin paper that usually you get. It's actually thicker. It's not vinyl, you know, but I wouldn't expect it to be in a starter set. But it is really, really a thick, and you can tell there's a coating on it to keep it nice. And check out the detail on it. It's nice that it's marked off into the zones, which if you know what the Year Zero engine is, you know what the zones are. So having it clearly delineated and marked off like this, always a big plus on the maps. I do it on mine. I recommend anybody that's using the engine do it on theirs if you're going to make one. Now, what characters do they have? So of course, they have Adam Eve as a pre-gen, and I didn't look at them. I'm just pulling them off one at a time. Bulletproof, which I like. Monster Girl, of course, because you gotta. Rex. I know, people hate Rex. I get it. But I like him. I don't care. Robot. Wonder if they're eventually going to have the other robot, if you know what I'm saying. And Invincible himself. There you are. So those are your pre-gens that come with the box, and probably, honestly, the ones we're going to be using. I'll either scan these in, or if I have the PDF, we'll just use those. Oh, neat. That is neat. This is something I might be stealing and adopting myself, because I like rules reference cards. Has all the rules on them. Those are always... It's like a mini GM screen. And then we have... Oh, nope, I'm going to save you. I know, I said I was going to go top to bottom. That's what she said, but... Nope, we're going to do this because it literally says... Read me first. So this is your quick start rules. It says invincible-rpg.com. Free League and Skybound Entertainment. So yeah, this is going to show you the quick way. Try to go dropping stuff. That's your quick rules. Let's see what the sender one's like. Can't argue with the art. I mean, of course it's going to have good art. What are you thinking? But it talks to you about rounds and initiatives, maps, zones, long, short, engaged. You got your talents, personal stuff, resources and gear. I wonder if it uses the personal item. There, you might be invincible. We wait for that every shows the title reveal. Oh, it does. Okay, good. See, just like mine, just like Aliens, it uses the stress mechanic. Try to get it on here and show you. So it does use that. It talks to you about recovering health, which is important. Healing injuries, damaging machines. It talks about the minions, the different challenges, explosions, fire. Which again, you expect explosions and fire in this kind of a thing. Yep, damages, armor. Critical injuries table. They kept that. Very good. Very good. They talk about broken stunts. Yep. Being able to do those ultra cool things when you get so many successes. I have to look at slugfest stunts. It's obviously when you're punching and fighting and kicking and so on, which they do quite a bit. Drawing initiative. Yep. Draw your initiative card. I'll just show you that one here quick while we're here. There you go. Now, some people do it where you draw every turn, which is fine. You can do it that way. I I find that for a lot of things, to make it faster, I do it, just draw it once at the beginning, and that's what your initiative is throughout. So, whichever you prefer, that's between you and, whoever you're playing with. And there's failure, there's talents, attributes. Now, I don't think this won't come with the how to create your character. That's going to be in the main rules, which is normal, which is a normal thing. Da, 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 da. I don't need that sheet, but it shows the top backers on there. And then this is the adventure. Of course, everybody's favorite hero and Invincible. Yeah, I said it. It's the Metro Mayhem. I'm hesitant to show too much on this, only because, well, I don't want it spoiled. I want you to watch it. But apparently it's going to have the Mauler twins. Key NPCs. Of course, Cecil's going to be there. Right? Cecil's got to be in there. Tether Tyrant. Little Sluggers. No. I just like that they have the comic style dialogue with these things. But it'll give you all the stats, it'll give you everything you need, and then it'll walk you through the different, because each scene is going to have different challenges, different acts, so that you're going to work through the story. Every part of me wants to show this to you. I almost did, but it's part of the it's part of the adventure, and I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin it on you. Act 1, Act 2. I'll show you the briefing. I'll show you that. And then you can pause and read if you wish. There you go. There you go. Other than that, this is what's going to come in the starter set, which again, I always get. I didn't show you the dice. I like dice. Of course, they have the Invincible symbol for the 1 and the 6, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. And you'll be rolling these looking for mine's 5s and 6s, probably 6s for successes on this one too. But other than that, that's what we have for it. That's the unboxing. Oh my god, we got so much here, which is going to be fun to go through. I enjoy it. It's one of my favorite things to do, is find a new RPG and get deep into the rules systems. Sometimes I ignore. Sometimes I play right, as they usually say. But yeah, no. This one seems to be just like the rules that I'm used to, the ones I'm familiar with. GM screen fits in there. That's good. Close it. So if you're looking to get a new RPG, you like superhero action, superhero adventure, you don't mind a little blood and guts in it, you're going to want to grab Invincible when it comes out on the 30th, and stick with us because we are going to be playing it. I have a few people lined up. We're going to be playing this sucker within the next week or so, and we'll run through the adventure here in the starter set. Let me see if they have one real quick in. They usually do. I do. And I would expect they do as well. Ooh, kinetics in. Okay, good. Let's see. I'm going to take a quick look. Action. Combat. If you don't... Yeah. Campaign play. That's another one. That's another thing they have good in here, is the campaign stuff. Alright, good. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not spoiling it. You'll find out when you get it. Invincible, RPG, Free League Publishing, Skybound Entertainment. Go out and grab yourself a pre-order on this thing. You can pre-order the core rules and the starter set now. It'll be out on the 30th according to this. Alright, we'll see you next time.